Hey everybody, and welcome to the lounge. I'm my fellow loungers, chillers, ballers, and grillers. Doing the chilling and grilling, and on the new channel. It's kind of exciting. If this is your first time on the channel, please hit that subscribe button and like and all that other good stuff there too. We're gonna do a chilling and grilling, and it's just me. So I should have worn my chilling and grilling shirt. Maybe tomorrow, because
or at least your apron.
Excuse me for a second, guys. You should always have the proper attire on because you could make a mess. And why would you want to wear your mess? You should just leave it there. Okay, so what we're doing is we're making a smoked pulled pork. I know what it is. I hear somebody talking.
Specifically, it's a pork shoulder.
It's a pork shoulder, or they call it a pork butt. Now, this is a big butt, or at least part of a big butt, with a blood clot on the top. I'm not really sure about that. But anyway.
You didn't have to mention that.
I'm mentioning it. It's going to cook. It's all good. This is going to take probably about like 8 to 10 hours to cook, guys. So, this is the night before. I'm not starting until early in the morning when I'm smoking it. But right now, I'm going to put some seasoning on it to get it ready, to get it prepared. And all we're going to do is use mustard, and this is our special essence. Now, essence, in case you wonder what it is, it's Emerald Lagasse. He has this spice that he created, which is absolutely one of our favorite ones. So if you want to know how to make that, you can either check his site out, or you can check a video on the other channel, Larry's Lounge, where Tom did a video. I think it was Tom Makes a Thing.
Tom Teaches a Thing.
Tom Teaches a Thing.
Emerald Lagasse's essence.
Yeah, exactly. And then you'll find out exactly what you need for this and make this. So all I'm going to do right now is, so what you need, yeah, mustard, essence, your pork butt or shoulder, a big sharp knife or a little sharp knife, but a sharp knife, and some aluminum foil. So first thing you're going to do, shake up the mustard. Now we don't have a whole lot in here, so I got to be smart with this. And you know, it reminds me of something I was working on not too long ago. That's enough. I hear voices in my head. I don't know if you guys hear them.
Well, they're in your head, then obviously not.
That's a lot of mustard. True. That's a lot of mustard. Ooh. Gotta rub it all over. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so now take your essence, and now we're going to sprinkle this generously. It's almost enough. It's enough. Now we're going to rub that in it a little bit, but not gentle. Gentle, guys. Not too. Don't rub too hard. Okay. That looks good already. I could almost eat that if it was cooked.
Probably shouldn't.
Because it's pork, so you don't want to eat raw pork. All right, so now it's going to get a little messy because now I got to use the other hand. Now, uh-oh, why does this side look so different? And I'll help you out in a second.
Well, allow me to answer the question for you then. The reason why this side looks so different is because that is skin.
It's not skin, it's fat.
Skin and fat.
Skin is technically fat.
It's fatty skin.
Both.
Anyway, I didn't want to have my hands all slimed up for my knife. Then you have accidents happen because it slips, and then I stab my cameraman. There's a lot of problems with that.
What?
Huh? So you take your knife and you carve your initials in it, like so.
No, you don't.
Oh. You just, it's a little tough. You are going to get one hand. Wow. I think we need to sharpen our knives. I think I should have got a bigger knife. Alright, we're going to score it.
Score the pork.
Should have got my bigger knife.
Oh, you didn't listen.
Did you hear something?
And the current score is 1-0.
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll take that aside, guys. And get Big Daddy out. which Big Daddy isn't. Wow, this is some tough skin here. Okay, but we're gonna score it like this. Put a little something behind it. Yeah.
Score is now 2-0. Going on 3.
Okay, so every now and then, guys, you just need to take a rest. Okay. You know, I've filleted a lot of fish in my life and stuff. I've never encountered something as tough as this.
Well, a fish is not a pig. But there are pigfish, aren't there?
I was going to say, isn't there pigfish, Tom? And we're going to put some lines this way too, guys. If we can. If we can't, I'll just cut my finger off. Put it on camera. Just get a good shot of it, Tom, so maybe we'll get some more views. Is that what it's going to take?
Something tells me no.
Just watch your fingers, guys. Very important.
Yeah, I'd say they are.
Hey, I'm 42 years old and I have all my digits, so I've been doing something right.
I'm sorry, what?
Huh? What? Did you say something? Alright, you know what?
That's good enough.
That's good enough.
I think it's good enough.
That's what the producers are telling me anyway. They're saying get on with the show. So,
More mustard.
here we go again. The beautiful sound of the mustard running out. Now,
That's enough.
we could use Great Poupon if we wanted to. Really could. I like Great Poupon. It's one of my favorite kinds of mustards.
Dijon mustard and all that.
Oh yeah, put it in them crevices too. Ooh yeah. You want to get it all in that. Ooh, that's the good stuff right there. Okay, so now we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Now we're cooking this side up. You know why, guys? Do you know why, Tom?
Nope.
It's because you want the fat to be kind of basting the meat while it's cooking.
That works.
And if it was on the other side, it would just be falling into the, oh, yeah, you don't want to wipe it all off like that. You just want to kind of pat it. Yeah. Make sure it's all everywhere, so you don't want to, you want to get it everywhere, because that's the good stuff, guys. There we go. Now, I'm gonna wash my hands again.
I gotta say, I'm hungry already.
It smells good, doesn't it?
It does.
And right now, Tom, in about 24 hours, it'll be almost done.
That's a long time.
It is a long time, but it's well worth it. Guys, now, because this is the night before, you don't have to do this the night before. You can do it the morning of. But because we're putting this in at like 8 o'clock in the morning, we want to do it the night before so I don't have to get up extra early to do this. So I can just get up tomorrow morning and just pop it right in the smoker. Get a piece of foil. Might need two, because I don't think one is going to go over this. So we're going to foil this up and then stick it in the fridge. Forget about it for tonight.
Forget about it.
And then tomorrow morning, we are going to put this in a smoker and I will turn the camera back on. Now, don't be surprised if I don't have the same clothes on. I mean, that I won't have the same clothes on, because I won't have the same clothes on. I might have the same sweat jacket. I don't know. Depends on what the temperature is tomorrow morning. I think it's supposed to be close to 60 tomorrow. So, there we go. I'm going to put it in the fridge. Guys, almost forgot. Something we have to do tonight before tomorrow is soak our wood, because we're starting so early in the morning. You know, you should soak it at least a half hour before. I like to soak it a little bit more. Hey, look at this though. I just noticed. It's Oklahoma Joes. See, Joes aren't just here. They're in Oklahoma too. So guys.
Almost like Joe's a very common name.
Yeah, so what I like to do is every half hour I put wood in there, right? And we're cooking it for 10 hours. So I'm figuring probably 4 hours or so, we're going to be putting wood in there before we have to cover it up and stuff like that. So, in the smoker, I'm going to take a handful of this for every half hour. 1, 2. That's an hour. 3, 4, 2 hours. 5, 6, 3 hours. 7, 8. Whoa! Anyway, so that's what you do with your wood. You just put it like that. Only Sesame Street people would get that.
So what is it? Just like any type of wood? Like just take.
We are using apple wood, Tom. I'm so glad that you said that. Way to put me on the spot like that, nonchalantly. But we're using apple wood. Now we could use pecan. Again, we really like pecan, but we're using apple wood for this. So now you take that and you just fill up with water or water, depending on how you like to say it or how you just say it.
I feel like we go over this like every time you say the word water.
That's because a lot of people come down hard on me about that. I don't understand why. I mean, it's just the way I talk. So I'm going to get these down now. Now, if you notice, a lot of them like to float. So what I do...
What floats? More at 11.
More than what? Did you say more than lemon?
I said more at 11.
Oh. So, ooh, did you almost see that? Okay, so I put this there just to kind of weigh them down. And then I'll let that sit there. I like to do it as long as possible before I'm going to start smoking. And in this case, because we're smoking tomorrow all night, they'll be nice and wet. We'll get a lot of smoke off of them. So I'm glad that I remembered to show you guys. Well, good morning, everyone. It is, what is it? It's 7:15. Well, that hasn't changed yet. It's 8:15. Decided to do this on a time change. Not too smart. Keep that in mind when you're doing that. Anyway, we have our smoker up to, I got morning voice by the way, in case you couldn't hear it. It's a little over 250 now. You want it at 225. It's going to go down as soon as I put this, open it up and all that fun stuff. So what we're going to do is put this ready here. Okay. I already put water in the bottom. I'll show you that when I get to that part. Gonna need this. This is the fun part, especially when you don't bring out your gloves to put things on, but you don't want to... That's hot. So here we go. We want to put it in the middle rack here. So I'm going to pick this up. Put it right there in the center. I'm not putting a thermometer in it yet, guys. Close my door. Latch her up. As you can see, the temperature went down. As you can see, I got crap all over my hands. Hold it, wait a second. Oh, what do I have here? I think it was left in there from last time I did Chillin and Grillin. That was pretty smart. So now I'm going to take a handful of these chips that we soaked overnight, put them in our pan. Keep your pan, pull your pan out when you go to start it up, so that way it's not hot the first time. So you don't even need a glove. You can just use your regular hand for that. The first time. After that, you're going to need your glove. So then, undo this, stick this in here, right over top of that, close her back up. Anyway, right here, guys, is a tray that you fill up with water. Now, some people put beer in there. I've tried that before. Besides wasting a really good beer, I don't think it does much for flavor. Some people say that they swear by it, that it does something for the flavor. I didn't think it did. Not enough to notice anyway that I care about wasting a beer. Make sure you're going to maintain this at 225. Now you can go have your coffee, do your things. Every half hour we're going to put another handful of smoke in there. Always check the water. Make sure that you have something in there. We're going to wait until we get it to the 160 degree temperature for the stall. And the stall just kind of stalls. It's like you feel like, oh, it's got to be done. No, 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 it's not done. We want it up there at 195, 205. So we got a long time to cook this. It's cold out here. I'm going to the house getting a hot cup of coffee right now. All right, so now guys, it's been about 4 hours. 3 hours. Something like that. Yeah, 3 hours. Losing track of time. So, I've been putting smoke in every half hour, like I said. Now it's time to get a thermometer in there, guys. There's what she looks like so far. It's a little smoky. Now you don't want to hit the bone in this. I'm going to go in the fattest part and try to get down. There you go, that's plenty. Okay, then I'm just going to close the door. Let it finish. Finish. Now I'm going to turn the thermometer on. Turn the thermometer on. Okay, there we go. Right now it's saying 126.5, so we want to get it to 160, so we got a ways to go up. Oh, whoa, wait a second here. We just hit 135. Okay, so it looks like it's going to steady out there. We still got, what, 25 degrees more to go. So you got to keep an eye on it now, because once it hits that 160, it's pretty much just going to stop. Trying to maintain the temperature of 225, fluctuates a little bit, try the best you can. So now it's just a waiting game until we see 160, and then we'll show you the next step. So it's 160 now, guys. I mean, you can't get any more exactly than that. I mean, exact than that, I mean, that's on the button. So it only took, I can't look at the clock because it hasn't went right yet. I think it's like right around 1 o'clock now. I think somewhere around there. So now what you want to do, is I'm going to turn this off, guys, because we're not, believe it or not, we're not going to smoke this anymore. We are now going to take it in the house, put it in the oven. We already have the oven warming up at 225. So the object now is to get this thing out without spilling anything, like dropping something on the floor, because that would be not good. Let's see. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to go like this first. Ooh, hot door coming at my elbow. All right. And we got to turn this way. There we go. Put that in there. Pull this over here. Close that up. Okay, so now I'm going to take this in the house, guys, and show you the next step that we're going to do. So guys, I just want to let you know that, you know, it's been sitting out for 30 seconds or so. It's actually went up a little bit, 160.3, which is actually what you expect it's going to do. Now, chop yourself up a really large onion. If you don't have a large onion, then two onions. But you want to have these onions. We're going to place these all around here for flavor, like so. Try to get them. I'll tell you what, you're not even going to see these onions. I could try to get them in a pan and not all over the floor.
Would that fit better if it was turned?
Huh?
Would it?
You know, it'd probably fit better if it was turned a little bit. So we'll turn it just like that. I don't know about these voices I hear. I wish somebody would tell me if they hear them too, because it's kind of freaky. Should I put anything on top? What do you think? I mean, it doesn't really matter because
sure.
I'm going to be put.
Why not?
Because I'm going to put. I'm going to pour some Coca-Cola. That's what you could. You know, we used ginger ale before, which was really good. But this time we're going to be using Coke. We've used Coke too. And you're just going to pour this over. And just be careful, you don't want to make a mess.
How big was that bottle of Coke?
That was 16.9 ounces. Did somebody ask me? Who's here? Tom, your voice has changed a lot. Well, it went the wrong way. It's supposed to go the other way. So, I'm sure the temperature, oh, it didn't go down. It's still cooking. But it's nowhere near where we want it to go. But, so now I'm going to take some foil. I'm leaving the thermometer where it was in there. And instead of poking a hole through there where I really can't tell, try to get this on there nice and tight.
Make sure the edges of the foil don't hang over the edge of the cookie sheet.
Don't let the edges of the foil, huh?
It'll drip down into the bottom of the oven.
Yeah, you want to make sure that that's...
It'll drip to the bottom of the oven.
Yeah, that's...
Do we need a bigger cookie sheet?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get another piece out. The funny thing about these onions, guys, is like a lot of times afterwards you're like, oh, I could have sworn I put onions in there. Because you don't even see the onions anymore. But if you do find one, you want to make sure you eat it. Because it's delicious. It's like candy. It's like I'm wrapping a... This is pretty close to how I wrap Christmas presents too, just to let you guys know. Kind of messy. Well, I saw something. I'm getting that all nice and tight. Now, what I like to do is make sure that this is nice and tight. But because there's a little gap in here right now, I'm going to take another piece. Just because that's how I roll. And I'm going to put this way. To try to seal this up nice and good. Okay? There we go. I'll tell you what, it's nothing like pulled pork. I'm going to put that right like that for now so I can take this over to the oven and put this in the oven, but I'm going to keep this out. So you want your rack right about in the middle. Oh, wrong thing. Put this in there, like so. That's the nice thing about this thermometer. It has a wire, you don't have to worry about that. You just let that go. We're gonna put that in there now until it gets up between 195 and 205, guys. And it's gonna be delicious. But that could be, because the stall's still there, it could be a couple hours, like, let's see, we did it 4 or 5 hours. Could be another 4 or 5 hours. So time to chill out back at the lounge. You guys can meet me if you want. No, not really. It's been an hour and I want to show you guys something. 161.8. It stalled, but it went up a little bit, but see, it went up to 161 before and it went back down to 160. So this is what you do, you just wait, and then all of a sudden you'll see where it stops stalling and just goes up a little bit faster then, and that's what we're waiting for right now. So eventually we'll eat.
Dad, wake up.
Oh. Whew. It's been 10 hours. No, excuse me, 12 hours since we've been cooking this. And I know I told you 10, but it's at 200 degrees right now. I said 205. 200 is close enough. I said between 195 and 205. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to just shut the oven off. Open the door to let the heat out. But we're going to let the heat out. The meat now has to rest between an hour to 2 hours.
Great.
That's right. Obviously, we're not eating this until tomorrow.
Not at this point.
But at that point, after it's done resting, because it's really tired, it's been cooking all day, obviously. Not as tired as I am. But then I'll show you how we're going to shred it up. Finally. It's only been, wait a second. I'm out of sync. It's only been 14 hours, guys. As you can see, I'm a little tired. Anyway, so here we go. Here is the finished product. Ooh, there's an onion. That's delicious. So, this is the fat that's on it. Ooh, that's a lot of fat. We're just going to put that aside. because we don't need all that fat in there. We don't need to be eating all that stuff. Well, I'm just gonna kind of take this off like so. Try not to burn my hands because it is still really hot, guys.
Yeah, it makes sense. I guess I think it's at 200 degrees. It's not gonna.
So I'm gonna do that. Make sure you don't get the meat because that's really good.
It smells really good.
It is really good. Just try to get the fat off the top, not the, like I said, not the meat. Just kind of go like that. You can see how it's going to just fall apart after we get this fat layer off. You got to do like karate on it.
Yeah.
Now, some people call this bark. Piece of meat. And
Well, can't be worse than fight.
I'm not eating that because it's the skin. Don't you remember the skin? Remember how hard it was for me to cut through that skin?
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I'm just trying to get as much fat as I can off of this. I know fat is flavor, but
Wouldn't that have already been done while it was in smoking process?
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's about it. Now the rest of it's just meat. And now the next step, let me just get a paper towel real quick, is going to be
Yeah, right there, Wolverine.
okay, so you're just gonna start shredding this. Oh my gosh, I mean, I hardly have to. Hello, yeah, that's how I do. I just shred it up like this. That's basically it, guys. You're just shredding all that meat, and there's a bone in here somewheres. Hey Tom, I got a bone to pick with you.
I knew you'd say that.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm not gonna touch that with my hands because
That would burn.
I'm gonna try to get all the meat off of it first.
Try it again. I'll say you don't have to try it all.
No, it's just basically
Oh, a little
falling
bit.
off of it. There we go. And I think there's another one over here too. That's how you want it, guys. You want to just, look at this meat. You just want to do that, shred it all up. If you see any fat in there, take it out if you can. There's a little fat right in there.
And that's why you have a spare utility fork on hand.
Yep. Oh, that's the one. See, one snuck to the side over here. Did you see that?
Yep.
Oh, it's trying to steal meat with it. Ha!
Well, now you've kind of broken it up.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, now you get the gist of it. Do this, and then of course you can just put it aside for tomorrow when you can actually enjoy this. But that's it. We're gonna make sandwiches with it and put some coleslaw on top. Barbecue sauce with it. We like Sweet Baby Ray's. I think I've told that to you guys before.
How many times?
It's very worth it. I mean, it takes a really long time. Like we said, 14 hours to do this. You're not constantly watching it on those 14 hours, so you know you can do other stuff. But it's a long process, but it is worth it.
Okay.
So guys, try this out. You can't go wrong. Till next time, grab yourself something cold to drink, put your feet up and relax. I'll meet you at the lounge. I don't have nothing to drink.
You do, you got that whole thing.
I'm not drinking that.
That was a joke.